Good morning. It is Sunday, May 29th.
And right now we want to get to the latest out of Uvalde. A big day ahead as President Biden is getting ready to visit the community.
Our Jonathan Cotto has been in Uvalde all weekend, talking to the people there, really getting a feel of how this community is coming together in the midst and the aftermath of this tragedy. Jonathan, we know things are already very busy out there. What can you tell us in preparation of the president's visit?
Good morning, Max and Sarah. That's right. It's been a busy weekend. There's a lot of media here on scene, but let me talk to you a little bit about what this trip has looked like for us. It certainly has not been an easy one. I've had an opportunity to speak with folks here in Uvalde, and I've been learning a little bit about their stories and how they're feeling and how they're attempting to navigate through this heartbreaking situation, the pain, and ultimately the goal here is to be able to recover in the days, weeks, and months to come. So there's been a strong emphasis in getting those mental health and behavioral health resources here to the area to ensure that after all this chaos is done and over with and the media leaves to the respective cities and states, the people of Uvalde are taken care of. But we know President Joe Biden has a full day ahead of himself right now in anticipation and arrival here to the Lone Star State. Let's throw up a graphic and take a look at what that schedule is going to look like. We know the president and the first lady will be first arriving in San Antonio at Kelly Field. Then he's expected to depart around 11:30 and make his way down to Uvalde, where he and the first lady will be paying their respects here at Robb Elementary School this morning, where we will of course be bringing you the latest. After that, he is set to arrive at Sacred Heart Catholic Church, and that will be followed to a different location after that hour to meet with families and survivors of this horrific incident that happened just days ago. And of course, that will conclude his trip here in Uvalde, and we're going to be bringing you the latest, the complete coverage of President Joe Biden's arrival here to Uvalde. Reporting in Uvalde, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. State Senator Roland Gutierrez and the Texas Democratic Caucus want Governor Greg Abbott to call a special legislative session to address gun violence. The group sent the request to the governor in a letter. Some of the items the Democratic Caucus would like to see passed include raising the minimum age to buy a firearm to 21, universal background checks for all firearm sales, implement red flag laws to allow removing guns from people who are a danger to themselves and others, require a cooling off period to buy guns, as well as regulate civilian ownership of high-capacity magazines. Senator Gutierrez is also asking for $2 million to go to Uvalde's Lone Behavioral Health Facility to help the community recover. The DPS director says a bad decision led to more lives being lost than needed to be in the Uvalde mass shooting. That realization has parents of the children that were killed demanding more answers.
John Paul Barajas speaking with a Robb Elementary parent who wants to know how or why the on-scene commander thought the gunman had gone from an active shooter to a barricaded suspect. Now, that parent speaking with KSAT on condition that she remains anonymous.
I was scared. It was the worst day of my life.
This Robb Elementary parent lived the horror of the Uvalde massacre. Her daughter is one of the survivors. The mother counts her blessings, but demands answers on why the gunman was in the school for nearly an hour and a half before being stopped.
These kids didn't have nothing. Nothing in their... They had nothing and nobody there to protect them. Oh, gosh. It's a shame. It's sad. It's a shame.
According to the Texas Rangers timeline of events, at 12:03, there was 19 officers in the school outside the classroom. It wasn't until 12:58 that they announced the lone gunman dead. The on-scene commander, who was the school district police chief, believed the gunman went from an active shooter to a barricaded subject.
Of course it was not the right decision. It was a wrong decision, period.
All those kids were calling, how can it not be an active shooter, no longer an active shooter, when they're receiving these phone calls that these kids are seeing other kids still getting shot.
The Rangers timeline states 911 calls from within the classroom came in at 12:03, 12:10, 12:13, 12:16, 12:19, 12:36, 12:43, and 12:47. The calls consisted of people saying multiple people are dead, he shot the door to the room, and one person pleading with dispatch, please send police now.
It should not have taken that long. It shouldn't have taken that long. He should have not been in that schoolroom, in that school for that long. It's 19 19 officers, 19 kids are dead.
The mother tells us although her daughter is alive, she's not okay. She can't be in rooms by herself, and when she is in rooms, those doors have to remain open. The mom did want to add her cousin's child did not make it out of the mass shooting. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, John Paul. Well, in the aftermath of this horrific Robb Elementary shooting in Uvalde, we know there are still so many people around the country and around Texas asking, how can I help out? We have a full list of ways like monetary donations right now on KSAT.com, but you can also donate blood.
So joining us in today's Leading SA segment is the COO of the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center, Adrienne Mendoza. Good morning, Adrienne. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you've had a tremendously busy last several days.
Yes, thank you.
So, Adrienne, what has the last week looked like from your perspective?
Well, obviously, it's been heartbreaking for everyone at the team. I know the medical community has really felt it hard as well. But at the same time, it's been very reaffirming that the people of South Texas have just the biggest hearts. They're turning out as sponsors, as for blood drives, as donors, and as volunteers. And we're just very grateful for the response of the community. I'm also very proud of the medical community for doing everything possible to save lives. I know we have a number of patients in the hospital still getting care, and those that were able to come away from the scene and get medical attention, not only because they had blood available to save them, but also because they had the medical community around them. I just feel grateful for that as well.
And Adrienne, we know the response immediately. By Tuesday afternoon, you guys had 600 donors, a 2-hour wait at your main donor pavilion. So right now, what does the blood supply look like?
It's looking better than it has in a long, long time. You know, we've been short on blood since the pandemic really began, and it changed the way blood drives can be conducted at employers. But we have about a 5-day on-hand inventory now, thanks to that outpouring of support from the community. We have about 3 days of that, critical type O blood available. It's still being used quite heavily in our area, but it's looking better than it has. We still need support, but that initial response just really helped things out because we were in a dangerous position.
How many donors do you guys still need, and what does that process look like? Say if I donate today, would that blood be used today, or is that held on for a long amount of time?
If you donate today, more than likely the blood is actually going out to a hospital tomorrow. In fact, when we think about the emergency that happened on Tuesday, when we got the call around noon, we had blood available that had been collected the previous days to send out right away to the scene. It was actually airlifted via helicopter to Uvalde. And so the blood that's collected today will be available for an emergency. And, if there's unimaginable things that could happen tomorrow, if this happens all too frequent, we will be ready because of donors today, tomorrow, for the future events.
Adrienne, our viewers who might have not been able to donate blood because they tried to and you guys are booked for several days out, they might say, oh, well, they've had so many people, like over 2,000 people come out and donate the last couple of days. They don't need my blood. So what would you say to those people, and are there still openings for people to donate blood?
Yes, thank you so much. We are absolutely committed to making sure that we have a continuous and steady blood supply for the patients in our community. And please don't be discouraged if you aren't able to find an appointment in the next few days. Your blood is still very much needed, but we do need a steady stream of blood donors. And I think if you could think about making an appointment in the next week or the week after, we'll still need blood then. And the outpouring of support we saw on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, that blood does expire in 35 days. If it hasn't been used, which more than likely it's going to be used in the next few days, we'll still need support. So keep trying. Don't be discouraged. We still need you, and we value your support.
All right, Adrienne Mendoza, thank you so much for your time this morning. If anyone missed any part of this interview or has any questions of all those answers, just head to KSAT.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, if you're looking for some ways to help or support the people of Uvalde, you can by not just donating blood, by also monetary donations. And right now on KSAT.com, we have information on those different efforts that are currently underway. An account to help the victims has been set up through First State Bank of Uvalde. This is an official certified account, and HEB as well as Catholic Charities are providing assistance to families. If you would like to help, just find this story on our website.
Time now, 8:10, 76 degrees out.
Well, still to come, a man loses his life in a shooting on the northeast side. What police have to go on to find a possible suspect.
And let's take a live look out at the Alamo City. 76 degrees now, Sarah Spivey, but it is humid out there.
Humid, and it is a holiday weekend, so we know a lot of people are going to be out and about. Perhaps you're going to be grilling today. Here's a look at your backyard grilling forecast. It's going to be hot and windy. Winds are going to be from the south, gusting up to 30 miles per hour. Expect a high temperature today in the upper 90s. 98 degrees for the high temperature in San Antonio. It'll be 99 in Port SA, 98 in Seguin, 97 in New Braunfels, 95 in Boerne, 100 in Uvalde, 100 in Utopia, 100 in Los Maples. Definitely a hot day on deck, not only today, but for the remainder of Memorial Day. Tomorrow, Memorial Day, those clouds are going to stick around a bit longer, so we'll shave off a couple of degrees from the high temperature, but still a hot and windy day with gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Coming up, I'll have a look at the extended forecast, whether or not we could see any rain, and we need to talk about the tropics. There's a system out there in the Pacific to talk about. I'll be back in just a bit.
Welcome back. It is Memorial Day weekend. We know a lot of people out and about.
Absolutely. A lot of people trying to enjoy some weather outdoors, but it's going to be hot, and it's going to continue to be hot. We were at 99 degrees yesterday. Today, 98, not all that much cooler. Let's take a look outside with live cam. You can see these morning clouds are already starting to break up out there. Similar story to yesterday, 76 degrees, but take a look at the winds, okay? The winds are from the south, sustained at 17 miles per hour, gusting up to 24. And that is going to be the biggest difference today that you'll notice, is that it's going to be all that more windier today. Wind gusts of up to 30 miles per hour possible, especially in the evening hours. But throughout the day today, we'll have wind gusts of up to 30 miles per hour. Now, that'll help and hurt, okay? It'll help as far as in the shade. It won't feel as hot with those gusty winds. But if you have any outdoor plans, that wind could be a bit of a nuisance, especially if you have any kind of decorations set up, or if you have paper plates out, they may end up flying across the backyard today. So keep in mind that it is going to be windy all day long, not only today, but also tomorrow for Memorial Day. Satellite and temperatures. We've got these morning clouds out there. That is the story. That's the way it's been over the last few days. It's 73 Uvalde, 75 in Hondo, 72 in Kerrville, 78 in New Braunfels, 76 here in San Antonio. And as we zoom in, you can see that around the metro area, these clouds are really starting to break up. It's still fairly cloudy out to the west, but it's 76 in Canyon Lake, 77 at Stinson, 77 in Castroville, 70 in Boerne, and 72 in Kerrville. It is humid out there right now, too. The good news is during the peak heat of the day, 2 p.m., 7 p.m., we're going to see humidity come down a little bit, but it's still going to be a hot day no matter what. And totally sunny, too, this afternoon, as you can see by the Futurecast. Here's a look at forecast high temperatures for the day. 95 in Gonzales, 98 Nixon Smiley, 98 in Floresville, 97 in Kerrville, 96 in Canyon Lake, 95 Bulverde, 99 in Port SA, closer to 100 degrees the further out west you go. Temperature is going to be some 5 to 10 degrees above average this time of year. And it's going to stay dry today. Here's a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast. Those clouds are already breaking up. By noon, we're going to be close to 90 degrees rather. And in the afternoon, we'll be spending temperatures in the 90s. South winds sustained at 15 to 20. But as I just showed you, we're going to see wind gusts of up to 30 miles per hour. High temperature of 98. And even after the sun sets, temperatures are still going to be warm in the 80s. So it is going to be a warm summery day for the unofficial start of summer this weekend. We need rain. You don't need me to tell you that, but I can show you just how badly we need rain. Exceptional drought across many areas out west, across the hill country, extreme drought in San Antonio. Now, this time of year, end of May into early June, is often one of our rainiest times of the year. but we don't see any rain in the forecast over the next 7 days. And it's getting to the point where in the summer months, the only rain we usually get is from tropical systems. So let's talk about the tropics. There is a hurricane out in the Pacific right now, Hurricane Agatha. It is expected to make landfall as a Category 1 hurricane along the coast of Oaxaca and then make it out as a remnant low into the Bay of Campeche. And there's a 30% chance that that could then develop into a tropical system in the Gulf. Not a good chance that it'll develop, but even if it does, a ridge of high pressure is going to be in place in the week ahead for us, and that'll steer anything away from the Texas or Louisiana coast for that matter, and it's going to keep it hot. So take a look at these temperatures over the next several days. Tomorrow, Memorial Day, we will have those morning clouds that'll stick around a little bit longer, so that'll shave off a couple of degrees from the high, but it's still going to be hot and windy. High of 96, feeling like 100, wind gusts of up to 35 miles per hour, and then absolutely no significant chance of rain over the next 7 days. And again, Max and Sarah, I can't emphasize this enough. This is usually our rainiest time of the year. Doesn't look like we're going to be seeing a chance for rain in the forecast. But coming up, a lot of people out and about on the Comal and Guadalupe. I will have a look at your floating forecast in a bit.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. We have a lot of local news to get to. A lot happened overnight. So new this morning, gunshots in a parking lot on the city's northeast side ends with one man shot and killed. Police tell us there was some sort of disturbance in the parking lot of the Marketplace in the 3900 block of Eisenhower Road, happening just before 4 a.m. Police tell us the victim was shot twice in the chest. He died at the scene. Right now, police investigating, working to figure out what exactly happened here and who is responsible.
Also new this morning, another shooting, this time on the city's southeast side, involving an officer. Around 2:45 this morning, police set up a perimeter around a man in a vehicle that allegedly the man was drinking and waving a gun around on Goliad near Fair Avenue. Officers attempted to make contact with that man when authorities say he pointed the gun allegedly towards an officer. That's when police say the officer fired his weapon, hitting the suspect. That suspect taken to BAMC in critical condition. The officer has been placed on administrative leave, which is standard procedure as police continue their investigation.
Time now 8:20, 76 degrees out.
Well, coming up next, the Uvalde school police chief is set to assume a new position for the city of Uvalde. We'll tell you what that position is and in just a bit. Happening this week, the Uvalde Consolidated ISD police chief accused of delaying officers from entering the classroom at Robb Elementary to confront the shooter is set to be sworn in as a new city councilman. Police Chief Peter Arredondo was the commander at the scene on Tuesday, according to DPS. According to that a report from the Uvalde Leader News, voters, quote, overwhelmingly chose to elect him as a District 3 city councilman. He collected nearly 70% of the vote. He's scheduled to be sworn in on Tuesday, May 31st, exactly 1 week after that school shooting.
Time now 8:25, 76 degrees out.
Coming up after the break, the president and first lady will be in Uvalde later this morning to meet with the survivors and family members of the victims of that elementary school shooting. Our Jonathan Cotto is live there and he'll have the latest.
We're continuing our Uvalde coverage. We know President Biden will be in Uvalde this morning. We have full coverage throughout the morning. But right now, in the aftermath of this horrific school shooting that ended with 19 children and 2 teachers dead, there are several questions pertaining to law enforcement.
So joining us in today's Leading SA segment is Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar. Sheriff, thank you so much for making time for us this morning.
Thank you for having me on.
So, Sheriff, after learning about the response to the shooting in Uvalde, what were your initial thoughts, not only as a member of law enforcement, but also as a father?
I mean, it's a heartbreaking situation no matter how you look at it. I'm also the husband of a teacher. So this is I'd be lying if I said this wasn't always a real concern as the spouse of a teacher is their school prepared for something like this, and is local law enforcement prepared for it as well?
So what does the training look like for your department in terms of an active shooter response?
Well, the training and the constant reminders is, in fact, right after the shooting happened, a couple hours later, I actually sent a reminder email to all my deputies to talk about our particular rules of engagement with regard to an active shooter situation. Priority number one, get in there, stop the killing. In other words, neutralize that threat, and then stop the dying. Start administering first aid, start administering life-saving procedures, get the ambulance in. But the first thing you have to do is get in there and stop that shooter.
Now, talking about what you sent out just minutes after the shooting was reported, you guys also set up a presence around local schools. Why did you do that? And then what support do you guys offer our local Bexar County schools?
Well, we did. We stepped it up. We wanted to make sure to calm the situation. I know that parents were freaking out, and understandably so, myself included, with the last couple of days of school. And we always see copycat threats, which we saw those. We saw in Seguin. We saw several threats here locally. Man with a gun call near Salt Ross Elementary that I actually responded to. I mean, tension was high, and so we just felt that the best approach from our standpoint was the visible presence at our schools and unincorporated areas. We worked with all the area school districts that we could to make sure that we had deputies out and about. And matter of fact, this week, we know that there's still some schools that are going on this week, and so we'll be out doing the same thing, just trying to keep things calm and reassured.
So, we did see that this shooter had posted some things that were suspicious or red flags on social media. So when should someone report something? Families, students, teachers watching, what should they be looking out for?
So, yes, we're hearing, I just read an article last night that this young man had a tendency to threaten sexual violence towards young ladies that he was meeting on social media, which is cause for concern because I've also read articles where it talks about that's a common thread with mass shooting suspects is threatened or even actual violence toward women. So maybe that's a key indicator as we go into looking at this thing and how to prevent them in the future. Maybe that's a key indicator that people absolutely need to report. But I think it's also incumbent upon the social media platforms to recognize their role in this and being able to detect these things earlier and do something about it, reporting it to law enforcement. We all know there's a right to privacy, but also when you look at it this way, that this could have been an indicator had somebody said something, we could have averted this horrible tragedy just by somebody reporting that conduct.
Now, in terms of the response, Sheriff, we've learned many more facts over the last few days. When you learn the facts, the decisions of whether to go in, to not go in, what was your response? Again, as not only a leader of law enforcement who goes through this training, but also as a spouse of a teacher and as a father.
I think you go in. You go in. I don't know what they based their belief on. If that's the case, that they believed there was no children under active threat, I don't know what they based that on. But I feel it was a lack of training maybe that contributed to this, maybe a bit of panic. I'm just thinking rural school district, maybe this wasn't something they were fully expecting. I mean, who could absolutely expect this at all times? But you absolutely have to. And then maybe part of it was the lack of familiarization with the facility itself. My understanding was that that door itself opened out and they were not able to get the tools in to be able to get in. In other words, a battering ram wouldn't have done anything on that door because it opened out. So maybe schools need to spend this time during the summer preparing themselves for that contingency. Can we safely and quickly access every square inch of this building? I think now's a good time for every school district and law enforcement agency to take that on.
Well, Sheriff Salazar, thank you so much for your time this morning. And unfortunately, like you said, it's something that school districts have to prepare for over the summer, and it's a continuing effort. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. If anyone missed any of the interview, if anyone has any questions, we're going to have that on KSAT.com throughout the morning.
But right now, we want to get to the latest out of Uvalde. President Joe Biden is getting ready to visit the community there.
That's right. Our Jonathan Cotto has been in Uvalde throughout the weekend, talking to community members there, really getting a feel for this community as they try to come together in the aftermath of this tragedy. So, Jonathan, joining us live, we know there's a lot going on out there. What do you see? What can you tell us?
Good morning, Max. Good morning, Sarah. Well, I can tell you it has not been easy being here in Uvalde, but more importantly, it hasn't been easy for the people of Uvalde. Let's be real. The situation here that unfolded earlier this week, horrific. Many can say it should have never have happened. And let me tell you right now, there is just tremendous amount of media attention right now, not only because of what's happened, but of course in anticipation of President Joe Biden's arrival here at Robb Elementary School this morning.
Jonathan, do you, like you just mentioned it, do you feel, I mean, obviously this community is mourning right now. Do you feel like they are overwhelmed, not just needing that time to heal, but also having to endure something like this massive media event?
You know, Sarah, I had the opportunity to have a phone conversation with a survivor of the Las Vegas shooting, and there's something that she shared with me that really stood out, and that is that once everyone disperses and leaves back to their respective cities, their respective states, and the media leaves and the attention is no longer in Uvalde, the people that are left here to deal with this pain is going to be the people of Uvalde, and that's why a lot of state leadership is placing an emphasis in providing funding for mental health resources to be brought here to Uvalde. Right now, we can only imagine that the family are experiencing a sense of overwhelmingness, but of course that's because of everything that is just going on, and more importantly, what they're going to have to be dealing with for the months and the years to come.
So, Jonathan, we saw you out and about yesterday throughout the town of Uvalde. You were actually in front of memorials. Tell us about those memorials. You know, it seems like there was each memorial specifically for a victim of this tragedy. What did you see? Who were some of the people you met out there?
That's right, Max. I did have an opportunity to visit a memorial that was established at Town Square, the center of Uvalde, where hundreds of folks from near and far gathered, paying their respects. Those mounds, those tributes, those crosses, just gathering so much attention, so many flowers, so many gifts, and people coming in from as far as Colorado. From what I understand, I had an opportunity to meet a couple that drove in from Denver, paying their respects here in Uvalde. Now, I also learned that there was a special group, a faith organization that made those crosses. Lutheran charities had those crosses made and sent down with the end goal of having each cross with the families.
Well, Jonathan Cotto, live in Uvalde. I know President Biden is set to arrive there around 11 o'clock this morning, and I'm sure it's going to be a busy morning for you guys and our whole team out there. So thank you, Jonathan, and he'll keep us updated throughout the morning.
Well, days after the massacre at Robb Elementary, the community is still reeling, as Jonathan was just telling us. Law enforcement agencies from across Texas, they're trying to help out, trying to offer all the support they can.
As Lee Waldman reports, the heart of Texas is with the city of Uvalde.
Their cruisers are lined up one by one.
So I'm with Ingram Police Department.
I'm a lieutenant with the Hempstead Police Department.
57 agencies, more than 180 officers, all here to help after the Robb Elementary School shooting, where 19 students and 2 teachers were killed.
Without question, I wanted to come here for the officers. Now that I've been here, I'm overwhelmed with the community.
Sergeant Adrian Ruiz and Chief Homer Delgado with Dilley Police Department led the effort to get the departments here, putting out a call to action with the Texas Police Chiefs Association.
He called us back and said, "Are y'all ready for what I'm sending?" And we said, "Yes, please do. Please send them."
More officers from other departments are still on their way. For some, it's more personal than others.
Got the notification that an active shooter situation was going on at my elementary school. So that hit close to home when I heard about it, and immediately I knew where I wanted to be when I had the opportunity to be here.
My children were in that school as well, so I understand what it felt like for those families not knowing.
They're all here for the same reason, to take over duties and allow the community, the people, the time and resources to mourn, grieve, and begin to heal.
I don't want this to be about us and what we're doing with one another, and for them, it's about them and preventing this from ever occurring again.
That was Lee Waldman reporting. We're continuing our coverage on KSAT.com, and a lot of people looking at this trending story in the wake of the tragedy there. Actor Matthew McConaughey, a hometown hero of Uvalde, he visited on Friday. Now, Texas Congressional District 23 Representative Tony Gonzalez sharing images of Matthew McConaughey's visit with Uvalde staff and students. Take a look at the photo. You can actually see the actor in the back of the group of faculty and staff. Representative Gonzalez tweeting out in part, quote, "Appreciate Uvalde native Matthew McConaughey helping us heal. Hashtag Uvalde United." Time now 8:40, 77 degrees out.
Well, just ahead, our coverage of the tragedy in Uvalde continues this morning, and on our website, how to help children deal with this trauma. Your children may be asking you a lot of tough questions right now, and you may be struggling to find the right answers. We have tips from a mental health expert about how to help children deal with this trauma.
And taking a live look out at the Alamo City, 77 degrees now. But Sarah Spivey, what does the rest of the weekend look like?
Hot. In one word, hot. We are seeing skies already start to clear out there. Temperatures are on their way up. It's mostly cloudy and 76 at the airport. Here's the thing, though. It's windy. Winds are from the south at 17 miles per hour. That's sustained. We've already seen a few wind gusts of 20-25 miles per hour. A lot of people heading out to the Comal or the Guadalupe rivers. Here's your floating forecast. It is going to be gusty with wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour, and temperatures will climb into the upper 90s this afternoon. You're going to definitely want the sunscreen, as the UV index will be pretty extreme. Skin damage time in 10 to 20 minutes. Here's what you need to know for this Memorial Day weekend. The rest of it, windy and hot today. But tomorrow, Memorial Day, those morning clouds will be a bit stubborn. It's still going to be hot. I'll show you the forecast for Memorial Day. And unfortunately, no hope for rainfall in the week ahead. A lot to cover, including a Texas traveling forecast in just a few.
KSAT 12 celebrates Military City, USA, powered by USAA.
San Antonio has been called Military City, USA for its different career training at Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland. And here at the Career Enlisted Aviator Center of Excellence is where the United States Air Force flight attendants learn the fundamentals of serving the President on Air Force One.
We are training future flight attendants who will be going off to fly with our nation's top leaders, to include the Vice President, Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, flying anywhere and everywhere. Obviously, our main job is safety on the aircraft.
The aircrew are required to learn all aircraft emergency procedures, plus proper etiquette while flying around the world with our top leaders.
It is imperative that we are teaching them to pay attention to details. Something so small could set a mission back. We don't want our users to be late to meetings, so we harp on manners, etiquette, and protocol, teaching them to be professional, since they will be in front of some of our nation's most important leaders.
All right, just under an hour and a half, President Biden and the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, are set to arrive in San Antonio at 10 o'clock this morning, at 10:10 this morning. Then they're going to arrive in Uvalde at 11 a.m. At 11:30, they are going to visit the memorial site at Robb Elementary School. They'll be attending Mass at Sacred Heart Catholic Church at noon. And then from 1:30 to 5, they're going to spend a tremendous amount of time meeting with the families of the victims and survivors. At 6 p.m., they are going to depart Uvalde. So we're going to have coverage, of course, of this wall-to-wall, starting with our special at 10 o'clock this morning.
That's right. But for now, we're going to check in with Sarah Spivey. So, Sarah, 77 degrees now, but it is a humid 77 degrees.
Very humid and hot all across the state of Texas. Here's a look at your Texas traveling weather. Temperatures across the state are going to be near 100 degrees in many places, including here in San Antonio, out toward Del Rio, 100, 101 in Midland. And then overnight tonight, we'll see some clouds develop back in. If you're planning on traveling tomorrow in the morning, temperatures will be in the 70s. A few more clouds around San Antonio. And then once again, tomorrow for Memorial Day, it's going to be hot just about everywhere around Texas. Anywhere you see these icons here, that means wind. It's going to be windy too across the state of Texas. Outside right now, things are fairly calm for us. It's 76, but those winds are already strong. We've got south winds at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Wind gusts already of 24 miles per hour, but throughout the day today, we could see wind gusts of up to 30 miles per hour, especially tonight. As the sun sets, those winds are going to pick up. Wind gusts 35 miles per hour. So while that wind will provide some relief from the heat, it is going to be a bit of a nuisance if you have outdoor plans, perhaps outdoor decorations or things like that. It could be flying in the wind. Temperatures across the KSAT 12 viewing area and the satellite in the 70s, 74 Uvalde, 76 in Del Rio. You'll notice there's quite a bit more cloud cover out to the west from Hondo up to Rock Springs and even across parts like Bandera. But around San Antonio, those skies are breaking up and we're looking at mostly clear skies around San Antonio. 78 in New Braunfels, 72 in Bernie, 73 in Kerrville, 77 in Devine, 75 in Hondo, and 73 in Bandera. High-risk futurecast shows those clouds going away and it's going to be a sunny day for us. In fact, you're going to need the sunscreen, the shades, everything, because it's going to be sunny and hot. Here's a look at the high temperatures around the KSAT 12 viewing area. 97 in Kerrville and in New Braunfels, 100 in Uvalde, 99 in Hondo, 99 in Pleasanton. Out to the west, temperatures will be anywhere from 100 to 105. Hot, a scorcher. You know, it's the unofficial start to summer, but it's going to feel like it anyway. Average high temperature in San Antonio this time of year is 90, so we're going to be some 5 to 10 degrees warmer than that. Your KSAT 12-hour forecast, clearing skies by noon will be in the upper 80s. South winds steady at 15 to 20, and into the afternoon we'll be looking at high temperature in the upper 90s, 98 in San Antonio, and even after the sun sets, it's still going to be warm. Temperatures will be in the 80s and 90s, and it will be windy. Okay, let's take a look at the satellite and radar across the nation. There is the risk for some severe weather closer to the Great Lakes and even some rain across the Rockies, but a ridge of high pressure you can see very clearly sending rain up and over Texas. This is going to build in over the next couple of days and really keep out the rain. Take a look at the potential rainfall over the next 7 days. Everywhere except for south central Texas. Of course, the desert Southwest missing out on the rain as well. But south central Texas, big hole in the rainfall. It's going to be hot. Temperatures are going to be much warmer than average. This is typically our rainiest time of the year. And nothing as far as rain goes in the next 7 days, unfortunately. Tomorrow for Memorial Day, we're going to have a few stubborn morning clouds that'll shave off a couple of degrees for the high temperature. Still going to be hot. Mid to upper 90s, and it'll feel closer to 100 because humidity will stay high throughout the day as well. So buckle up for the heat. It's going to be hot and dry. Sarah and Max.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. Just about 8:51, 77 degrees out.
Tomorrow on GMSA, everything you need to know about Memorial Day, we've got you covered.
Good morning, I'm Jonathan Gotha. We're live here in Uvalde in front of Rod Elementary School, where in just a couple of hours, President Joe Biden and the First Lady are expected to arrive. We'll be providing you complete team coverage this morning, so make sure to tune into KSAT and follow us on KSAT.com. In Uvalde, Jonathan Gotha, KSAT 12 News.
The few clouds that are out there right now are going to be clearing. It's going to be windy today with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Hot too, high temperature of 98 even after sunset at 8:28. It's still going to be warm tonight. Temperatures in the mid 80s even by 10 p.m. Now for the rest of the weekend, tomorrow we'll be having those morning clouds stick around a bit longer. That's going to shave off a couple of degrees there from the high 96, gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Staying windy through about Tuesday and just hot, just plain old hot. Highs in the mid 90s over the next several days. Unfortunately, no significant chance for rain. We're going to be keeping tabs on the tropics. Again, there's a Pacific hurricane that could cross into the Bay of Campeche and reorganize into something in the Gulf of Mexico. But either way, as you can see, it's not going to affect us over the next several days and probably not even at all. Maybe more so the southern Florida area. So we're going to keep an eye on things, of course, on air, online, KSAT Weather Authority app.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. I want to let you know that we will have a special report coming up at about 10 a.m. President Joe Biden will be arriving here in San Antonio. We're going to have complete coverage, as Jonathan Gotha mentioned, but we have crews all around San Antonio, all around Uvalde. Full coverage for everything that you need to know.
That's right. Biden will be here starting at 10 a.m. in Uvalde by 11 and is going to be leaving the city at 6:45. We'll have that coverage in just a bit.